Thank you for joining me today. This is Esther at Stampin Star Creations, here to make a personalised sign for a friend. So I'm just using the rectangle stitched framelit dies as a guide to cut down my Whisper White cardstock. I'll be using All Things Fabulous and Pattern Play for today's project. I wanted something that was inspired by Wendy's craft room after she's just recently done a craft room tour and a revamp, and also her bubbly kind of personality, so something bright and cheery and floral. So I'm just stamping with the Pattern Play this design around the edges because I know that I'm going to fill in the middle later and do some layering, and then adding in these bubbly kind of circles, these dots around on top in Pacific Point. So I've taken inspiration from the rug that was in her room, which were these colours. Then we're using the All Things Fabulous in the gorgeous Grape first, so the darkest colour first. And I'm just trying to figure out how many flowers I can fit on my scrap of paper. I then stamp off and stamp back on for the second layer. And I do wonder whether that was a good idea once I then go and put my third layer on, but once the ink dries it does actually show through. I go ahead and stamp with a few of the other colours that I've used because I just want to keep the colour theme of the purples and the blues, and also trying to fit in the leaves onto this strip of paper with Coastal Cabana. I'm going to go ahead and just die cut all these out to save you watching me do that, and I've die cut out the rectangle shape that we're working on. Amazingly, I happen to have the right piece of Highland Heather, which I'd cut off from the middle of another card in my stock, and then I pull out a piece of Pacific Point, which I'm going to use for the background to build up the layers of the sign. As you can see, I draw this down a little bit because we need space at the top. Laying down the foam strip on a piece of gorgeous Grape cardstock, and I'm going to use this to fit on all my letters that I need to cut out. You'll find that the closer you put the letters, the more you can fit on, and you can actually fit quite a lot onto the strip. So now to sort out all my letters and to spell what I want it to spell. So I tend with lettering to do the front and the end and the middle and then fill in the gaps, and this helps as a guide to know where to put your letters, and also your tweezers are your friend with this kind of project. So going ahead and sticking the layers together, making sure we leave that gap at the top to put our ribbon. And then adding in the flowers, some I've glued down, and then building up with a bit of dimensionals with the foam strips. And then continuing to add in those little dies that we cut out from earlier. Oops, I went to pick it up again. I didn't realise that was the one that I just stuck down. This is where the silicone mat would come in handy also, so you're not gluing yourself to the wrong thing. So then just adding in the leaves also to complete the design. So using a handheld punch, if you are really kind of worried about where to space these out, then by all means measure it, but I do eyeball it at this point and just try and figure out where best to put the holes. As long as it's fairly in the middle and you've got enough balance to hang, I'm sure it'll be fine. So next I'm just bringing on this purple posy ribbon, which comes in a trio pack, and I wanted to make it a darker shade, so I'm using my Highland Heather blend pens to colour the ribbon in. So I'm going for an ombre look using the light and then the dark at the bottom, and this naturally blends in the ribbon, which makes it look really pretty to use. And then just feeding the ribbon through. And tying it off at the back as tight as I can, and just snip off any excess. Now I do just glue that bit because the knot kept showing through. So I did wonder about sparkles and gems, but I thought actually just a little bit of Winker Stella is probably enough to add enough sparkle for what I wanted for this project. Sorry, my words are getting muddled. And there we have it, Wendy's Craft Den. Wendy is Wendy Davis Stead, and you can check her out on YouTube. She's going through the alphabet, and you can check out the videos that she's been doing with different stamp sets with the different letters of the alphabet. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it's inspired you maybe to create your own sign and to be able to use these fantastic letters and the matching stamp set to go and create. Thank you so much for watching along. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already a subscriber. If you hit the bell notification and press all, you'll get all notifications. Thumbs up if you like the project today, and do feel free to leave a comment below.